What's going on? It's Fist bringing it straight from Art for Media because that's what I do. Another great commentary of GTA. Not really like this game. I don't know why. You know, the thing about it is like it's a different game. I mean, some people don't realize that I play different games. I mean, this is a story mode. People are like, Fist, how come you don't do story mode? Like, you know, like why don't you just stop messing around and just driving around doing stuff? You know, I mean, sometimes the story modes, sometimes the story drags out a little bit. Although I've never played single player. I've never been a one to play single player, and this is where Franklin and his auntie and Lamar like talking about how he's like, you know, he ain't really OG to the hood because he ain't respecting the gang colors and shit like that. And then Trevor just pops up out of nowhere and he's like, you know, what's that thing we gotta go do? And they wind up going on this bad drug deal. And I was like saying earlier today on Twitter, I thought somebody should steal Trevor's character. I mean, whoever did, like, they knocked this out of the park. Trevor's facial expressions and antics and writing and everything. I've never ever liked single player, but Trevor knocks this shit out the park. I mean, video games have come a long way, and I think we're seeing the tip of the iceberg for a rejuvenation of single player. Like single player was like really bad for a long time. I mean, I used to play single player when it first was hot, and then it just got stupid. Like, the stories didn't make sense, the characters didn't look right. It was like this transition of consoles, and it just was fucking horrible. And then now we've gotten to the point where this is the last single player type game for this console in this generation. I mean, I'm sure there's other ones, but the next generation of consoles, and probably the end of this generation single player and storylines, I mean, we have to think about this. This game did $1 billion in 3 days. Who knows where it's at right now? But think about if a producer took the storyline and found the actors that can capture that moment. Because when you go to the movies and you sit down, and a really good movie is when you sit down, you get immersed in it, and then you forget about time and you fall into the movie. This is the same thing with this. Although the movie is that you're actually being a part of it. So you're being part of the movie and you're being immersed into the movie. So to me, it's really special. I think this is a very special game, and people don't realize, you know, how great this game is. And I can understand why all the old heads, I call them old heads, because those are the guys that are left from behind, you know, that judge all the games. And the reason why, like, you know, Adam Sessler gave this game 5 out of 5, and IGN gave this 10 out of 10, and Giant Bomb gave it 5 out of 5. These are all the old heads who love single player. And I was like skeptical, because I hated single player for the longest time. I mean, I wasn't like, these guys always gave single player good markings, and then after they left companies, they started giving them the real grades. But then after, these guys are all, I mean, they're all in their solo careers now, and then when they gave it on their own merit the highest score, I mean, that really raised an eyebrow to me, and that's why I had to see it. So anyways, this is a Lamar and Franklin and Trevor, and they going to pick up some cocaine. And Trevor is a smart guy. He's like, yo, man, we've already been played like this before, where, you know, you give them the money, and then the drugs are on the top, and it's on a block, and then there's fucking some bunk shit on the other side or whatever, and, you know, it's bullshit. The rest of it's drywall, so they just, you know, they make the most of the block drywall. But Trevor, you know, he's fucking straight scummy. He's from the trailer park, and he ain't falling for that shit. He's like, yo, motherfucker, flip that shit over, let me see the other side. He's like, give me that shit. And the dude wouldn't give it to him, and then he finally found out that this motherfucker was chalkboard or not, I mean drywall, and it was a setup. And this is the great storyline. Like, who the fuck would know that, you know, unless you was actually in those type of deals? And that's why there's realism to them, realism to the gameplay. And here I'm picking different weapons because now we have to fight our way out of here. and get out of the situation. So you have to fight through like 1,000 gang members, and you get set up like Chop's out of here. He's like, "Come on, run, Chop!" Lamar told Chop to get his ass out of there. He's like, "Run, Chop!" He didn't want his, I mean, the dogs in this game have like sentimental value. If you have Rottweilers, you know, I had Rottweilers and they died, so I can understand where they feel like how they feel about, you know, in Los Santos. If you look at this, I mean, obviously this is Los Angeles, and to have the storyline in there and have everything look like Los Angeles, it's just amazing that, you know, I mean, come on, think about this. You know, you're talking about game mechanics and cars coming in. I mean, I don't have nothing to complain about. I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. You know, I mean, you have to get used to it. It is a new game, but I'll make that sacrifice because I find this game worth that to me. You know, here, you know, you're part of the story, and then you get to fight in the action parts, and they give you the drama parts. And here we're trying to get out of here, and you know, I'm just testing this area out, and I want to see how powerful this is. And you just can't run in there and Rambo this shit. So it kind of made sense to me. I was like, all right, so let me go ahead and give it a second chance to start back over here again. I was like, you know what? You have to switch through your key a little bit faster, and you know, let your characters, when you're playing through this mode right here, let them stretch out. Like, don't bunch up with your guys, and because you become an easy target, and let them strafe through for you, and use the cars as cover. A lot of times I don't use the cars as cover. Like here, I think it was fucking, what was that, Lamar and shit? Yeah, no, I'm playing as Franklin. And so you have Trevor on the left side of the street, sweeping the left side, and then you have, I think it was Lamar on the right, and I took the center, which is pretty dumb. You want to force one of the AP, what do they call it, computer animated characters in the middle. Let them take the brunt of it. Roll on the side of the streets. That's what I think. That's what I did halfway through here. I realized, you know, let me go ahead and shoot everybody, take cover, reload, and I do like the auto aim system. Now you could go hardcore on this, and you could take auto aim off and then shoot yourself. It makes it really hard if you're not used to third person, which I don't mind. You know, I'm still learning the game. I love playing this game. It's fun. I mean, it's open, freedom, and that's a lot of what, you know, a lot of games got away from. I mean, Call of Duty was a lot of freedom, and that got taken away. I mean, you're subject to the way they want you to play the game, not, you know, the way you want to play the game. So, I mean, it's kind of, this is why, to me, this is why I think, you know, this game has done so much in sales. I mean, if you really think about it, this game has freedom. It's almost like a Battlefield 4 game, but it's open ended, open gameplay, whatever they call it. So, you know, I see down the road, even though this game was in 5 years in development, you know, I see the opportunity for this type of game, especially how they put this together and everything. You like the street lights, the shading from the street lights, the color of the car, the view, the you know, your focus, the view, the depth perception. I mean, when you pull up and shoot the AK-47 with a silencer, you actually, you know, you could burst off a couple rounds and you actually hear it's like I mean, these are the little things that I appreciate. I mean, they literally tested every little thing about this game. Like, you see the signs, I mean, the posters on the light post, I mean, the cracks in the cement, the different colors of, I mean, it's just endless details that, you know, immerse you, and you lose yourself in the game where it's like you're in the movie. I mean, that's what's great about this game. These games are far and few between. Now, when you look at games like Call of Duty and you say, okay, they come out with a game every 8 months, they never improve on the last version. You can still do what GTA does in the sense of gameplay and have a wonderful game if you're making an improvement on the last version every 8 months. I mean, it's not the fact that people are getting tired of Call of Duty. It's the fact that they're changing the simplicity of the game and it's not Call of Duty anymore. The difference between GTA and Call of Duty is this is a GTA game. You know, it's simplistic, but they just made the graphics better. I mean, think about it. Mortal Kombat tried to do 3D, add a run button. All that shit didn't work. They made Mortal Kombat with Gears of War backgrounds and 3D backgrounds and left it in 2D when the new MK9 and Injustice came out. Those are the formulas that work. Those better graphics, better details, same formula. Same thing with GTA. Better graphics, better detail, pay attention to detail. That's why this game is simplistic. You don't fuck with an idea that works. And that's the problem with Call of Duty and Activision. I mean, I see the way I'm looking at Activision now comparative to where this game is now, Rockstar and GTA, is the fact that Call of Duty to me is like where EA was in Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. They kind of lost where they're at now. They just slapping the name on the game. There's no substance. It's just a name. Where you look at this game, it's all of that. It's substance. It's story. It's mechanics. It's gaming philosophy. It's everything. Everything you want in a game. It's fun. That's the most important thing. Are you having fun when you play this game? Now, who knows what's going to happen when multiplayer gets here? I mean, that's going to be even more amazing. So anyways, we had to split up and lose the cops, and that was the end of the mission. And those are my thoughts about this game. I find this game to be a superior game. I think this is one of the best games that I've ever played in regards to mechanics, story. I mean, the whole picture. I think this is probably top 2 best games I've ever played. I think Mortal Kombat 2 was in my top 3 of best games ever played. I mean, during its time, I don't know. There's some other games I can't think of. Eye of the Beholder on Amiga 2600, Amiga 2000. I mean, I meant to say Amiga 2000. Eye of the Beholder, Diablo 2. I mean, these are the type of games that they're iconic. You will never forget them and make a statement. So, anyways, if anything, Rockstar Gaming has put other gaming industry heads on notice. It's just not about YouTube people and professional players and all this other bullshit. A lot of these people who play GTA 5 and Call of Duty don't have YouTube channels, Twitters, Facebooks, and fucking social media. No, these are the people that come home and buy your game and keep you going. Fucking wake up, realize that. Anyways, I hope you fucking understand what's going down and what I've just fucking slapped down on you. Until next time, now get the fuck out of here.